Pine is ready. Oh, I gotta find my Discord audio. Where's my Discord audio? Ah! Oh crap! Hang on, Pine. Hang on. I did a thing. I accidentally did a thing. I gotta change my sound settings. I can't hear you at all.
I wonder if Jack can hear me. Jack can hear me.
Oh my god. Jack can hear you. I can't hear you. So you can talk to chat and be like, yeah.
Chad, you're beautiful.
I don't know how else you would be. Testing. Hello?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Huzzah! I can hear you. Excellent. Yes.
Hip hip, hooray!
Huzzah indeed. 3 cheers for Pine.
Sir. Hip hip, hooray!
Indeed. How we doing? How's the mother?
I am wonderful. She is now well fed, courtesy of Raising Cane's.
Oh, delicious.
Yes.
To be fair, I can't really say anything. I haven't had it. I've never had Raising Cane's, so.
I think of it just like any other South style chicken tenders, fries, Texas toast type thing. What is that, like Popeyes and like Zaxby's? Where are you at, East Coast?
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking it sounds like Zaxby's.
Yeah, it's like Zaxby's.
Which funny enough, when I had a membership at Planet Fitness, that's actually my most recent job. Is I actually used to work at Planet Fitness. You could actually set what you want your like barcode to be when you're an employee. You can actually like type it in and change it manually.
That's so cool.
So we would play pranks on each other while we were working. We would change our barcodes. So like, one of my coworkers ended up changing it to Zaxby's one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm keeping it. No, this is it. This is where we stop. Yep.
I love that for you.
Excuse me. So, Pine, just to fill you in and to fill chat in real quick, I am still recovering from a very bad upper respiratory infection. So if you see me coughing, or if you see me grabbing my side or anything like that, I did dislocate a rib from how bad I've been coughing. So if for some reason I need to stop and cough, I'm sorry if I don't catch the cough in time, but with the way this mic's pickup is, I should just be able to turn my head and not like blow your eardrums out.
You're good.
So, yeah.
Don't worry about it. Hopefully you recover soon. That sounds brutal, man.
Yeah, I've been dealing with it for 2 weeks, and I've been so stubborn. I've been like loading myself up on over-the-counter medications, trying to do home remedy stuff because I've had pneumonia like 6 times in my life. My lungs are all sorts of scarred up. So I've been trying to just deal with it and not have to go to the doctor or whatever. But come to find out, it was an infection. Nothing I would have done at the house would have fixed anything. So I'm loaded up on really good meds right now. So should be good within the next few days.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Even though you're not in tip-top shape, I'm sure we'll have a tip-top interview.
Well, I mean, you're here. So
absolutely.
Like
and my host.
The tip I was gonna say the tippity top, but I'm pretty sure that's gimmick infringement, and we're not gonna.
We're still in Intellectual Property Live.
Yep. Oh God, he doesn't watch Twitch. It's fine. All right. So officially, Pine, welcome to Pixel Profiles. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Again, for those of you that are new to Pixel Profiles, typically this is where we sit down, have a conversation, and essentially I just want to get to know people. I want to understand like what brought people to content creation and, kind of find out what makes them tick, what makes their content tick. And, we gather questions from the audience, and at the end of the interview / conversation, still haven't figured out exactly how I want to word it. We collect those questions, and then at the end we have like a Q&A. I did go into your Discord. I snuck in there and I started asking, it's like if anybody had any questions for you. So I did collect some from your community. I also have some from my own in my Discord. So towards the
Perfect.
end, we'll kind of have like a little breakdown of, you know, what their questions were. And if you want to flip the script, if you want to start asking questions, go for it. So,
Perfect.
alrighty. So I kind of told you kind of what the structure is going to be like. So let's just jump right into it. What got you into streaming? What brought you to live streaming?
First things first, thanks for having me on Pixel Profiles. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Getting into content creation started for me actually a long time ago, more than most people. I've been making content for 8 years now. I started streaming in 2015. I was currently in college, or I was in college at the time. I was studying to be a computer engineer, and I was on a pretty good track and stuff like that. However, I was not in a very good mental state. Like I didn't really enjoy anything I was doing. I went through like a pretty bad breakup, and I just was not enjoying anything. And while I was in this really bad depressive slump, I stumbled upon Twitch like randomly one night, and I found a streamer called CDN the Third. He's kind of like a OG streamer. He used to stream H1 when I played, or H1Z1, and he's a really good energy streamer. And I
That's a name
basically
I haven't
watched
heard
this
in a
guy.
long time.
Yeah, CDN the Third.
Oh
He's
yeah.
a great dude. And so I watched him, and I was like, this is awesome. Like this guy was just like playing games all night. He was just making friends with chat. He was just laughing. I was like, this is awesome. And he was like, it was like a full time job. I had just stumbled upon Twitch. I had no idea that this was like really like a thing. And so I was like, this is what I want to do. I was like, this is so cool. Like I want to stream. I want to be like this. I'd love to like, try it. And so I basically went to my parents at the time, and was like, hey, what are the chances I could take a break from school and try to stream for a year? And at first they were like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? Like, you want to like, not do school. You want to, not be engineering, all this stuff. And I showed them Twitch, and I was like, just let me try. Like, I have always played games and I've always been like glued to my computer and stuff. I was like, just let me try. This is something I really want to do. And it all kind of snowballed from there. So I had like a year, I set a year deadline. And I was like, if I don't like quote unquote make it in a year, then I will go back to school and I'll do my thing. And so then it was grinding. Then it was just, I hit the like ground running. It was the winter of 2015, like November, December, and I was basically streaming 16 to 20 hours a day. Like it was unhealthy. I would not recommend doing it, but it is what I did. I streamed upwards of like 20, 24 hours a day, just constantly. I just like go until I knock out, roll over into my bed that was like 3 feet away, and then I'd wake up and roll right back out of bed and start the stream up again. Like that's it. There was no gym, there was no healthy diet, there was no family time, there was no nothing. It was literally roll out of bed, stream, roll into bed, sleep, roll out of bed, stream, roll into bed, sleep, over and over and over again. But I had a goal. I
Right.
had a goal. I had a goal. If you're unfamiliar with the game, I was streaming a game called H1Z1, which was one of the first battle royales ever in existence, and I ended up being pretty good at it. But the cool part about H1Z1 was that in the pregame lobby, like where you're hanging out with everybody else waiting for the game to start, they had these giant leaderboards on the wall. And basically, it was daily kills, daily wins. And then they also had weekly, monthly, and all time. I was playing to a point religiously so that I would be number one all time highest kills on the giant board in the lobby. So that anytime any person was ever in a game, they would see TTV pineapples at the very top of the number one kills. That like I would be the best, or quote unquote the best. And that's what I did. I just played religiously, and I ended up getting rank one on that board a couple times throughout the grind. I did it once on the first map and once on the second map. But that was like my first initial like jump to getting viewers on Twitch. I had my in-game name as TTV Pineapples, which was my original username. And so either people would see my name on the leaderboard or they'd see me in game. I would kill them, they'd kill me, whatever, and they'd come to the stream, check it out. And it kind of started from there. It started growing. Some more people started watching. And since I was on 24/7, it was very easy and I was very accessible to watch. Um, and so that kind of was the start. I kind of just went really hard. It was very unhealthy, um, but it was a lot of fun. I loved it. It changed my life in a lot of ways. And within that 1 year of that grind, my stream had taken off. I got partnered on Twitch, which back then, getting partnered, you needed an average of 250 viewers, 350 viewers. There was no like path to partner. Like guys, affiliate didn't even exist back then.
Yep.
There was no affiliate. There was no. You couldn't even do like bits. There was no gifting subs. None of that existed back then.
Nope.
None of it. None of it. No Prime sub. Nothing. It was super bare bones back then. But Twitch gave me a partnership on Halloween, so it was just under a year of me starting stream, and my parents were like, "Awesome! Like you did it. We're proud of you." All that. They were very supportive. And then I got invited to my first tournament. Basically, H1 had a little competition. I won said competition, and they flew me out, paid for my hotel, flight, ticket to the convention, and they put me in their tournament. I won like almost $10,000. Showed it to my parents. Was like, "Bam, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna continue to do." They were like, "Go for it."
Here's
And
my
that was
rent.
7 years ago. Yeah, yeah. Here's rent. Here's whatever. Like here, I made it. Like they were like, "Keep going," and so I did. And I continued to stream a lot. I started like making videos. I started doing a bunch of silly stuff. And then eventually H1Z1 started creating pro players and the first like ever pro scene in Battle Royale. And I was really good at the time, so I ended up becoming a pro player and I played for a few different teams, some like prominent ones, some not so prominent ones. And it was really cool. I got to experience a completely different style of life. Like I was like sponsored by big companies. I was getting paid like a salary. I had like a bunch of support staff and like cool people around me. I was playing for a team. Like we were competing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like all fun and games. Everything was really cool. And then it wasn't fun and games. And then everything started falling apart. And then like all the good stuff that I was building up started to fall apart. And I was like, holy, everything got crazy. And I didn't know what to do. I was still a young kid. I was going through family stuff and content. If you don't know, content creation is a very, very fragile thing. You can have it one day, you
Yes.
could totally lose it the next day. It's very, very difficult to be consistent and to keep it going, especially with breaks, especially with games dying out, not being entertaining. Like rough times happen. Whatever happens, it's very easy to lose stream momentum. And I did. I lost
Right.
a lot of stream momentum. And then I remember going through a lot of personal stuff. I lost one of my parents. The game that I was playing died. Like my numbers tanked. And it does a lot on like the mental. Going from like high highs of being like a pro player and like well respected, having a bunch of viewers, to basically going to like no viewers and people going in your chat and just to insult you, stuff like that. Like for a long period of time, I'd go through, "What happened, Pine? You fell off. Your stream is dead. Sucks to be suck." Like it was just like basically people poking at me, you know, ripping into me constantly. I tried to play any other game. They're like, "Why don't you play H1Z1?" Just making me feel awful as a creator. And it continued for a while. And I stuck through it. And there's even people in your chat now that have been with me from those times through all the difficult times, even to now, that know that I went through like these kind of trenches to get back to where I'm at today. And so like I went through a pretty decent high at the beginning, then a pretty big low for a while, and then now over the last few years has been a steady climb upwards towards a level of success and stability and a point where I can take care of my, friends and family and people around me.
Well, that is honestly the come up and then the crash and then the come up again. Like if there were anything, and this was actually a question that was actually kind of asked by one of your community members, I kind of feel it's a bit relevant. It's kind of a shift of the question, but Flocka asked, in general, what's like your biggest regret? But like I kind of want to shift it. If you could change anything when it comes to like that process or that particular section of your streaming career, um, if if you could change anything about that, would you? Or and do you maybe regret, like, do you feel like you put all your eggs in one basket?
I think I could highlight two big regrets that I would say three. I would say there was three major strikes that I would really look back on and be like, damn, what was I doing? One was sticking to H1Z1 for too long. Like even when it was dying, I was such like a die-hard fan. I was like, I want to keep playing this game. I'm going down with the ship. Like I definitely was shooting myself in the foot. You know, all my friends and mods and everyone was like, Pine, you got to play another game. Like you're just hurting yourself. And I was so like committed to it. So yeah, definitely eggs in one basket. Another thing that I've realized over the years is that like I cannot stress how important it is to take whatever you're doing, whether it's on stream, playing with your friends, whatever, and just edit and upload videos. I cannot stress how important it is. Like, I used to stream for 8 hours a day. I probably could have made 4 YouTube videos a day with how much I was doing, or, you know, like enough content. Like, what I know now, but like, I could have transformed those hours of streaming into content, and that content would have propelled me and kept me stable much more than just streaming 16 hours a day. Like nowadays, I stream 2 to 4 hours a day, but then I try to make it into as much content as possible, and so that that 4 hours is meaningful and packed with, you know, a bunch of action and not dead time. I think if I would have went back, getting a consistent supply of content, editing my own stuff, you know, just uploading as much as humanly possible, whether it was H1, Fortnite, Apex, New World, whatever, upload, 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 upload. Like you have to upload. Like it is very important. Consistently upload whatever you think is fun, because chances are someone out there will probably enjoy it and watch it.
Yeah. That's actually something I kind of wanted to discuss with you. When it comes to
Oh, hold on, I'm
short.
gonna cut you off one more sec just so I can
Go ahead.
finish the
Yeah.
point. The third thing that I would say is that just being consistent with whatever it is you're doing. So for me, like I was very inconsistent with my attendance and schedule. No one knew when I was streaming. No one knew what times I'd be streaming. No one knew when I'd be uploading. Consistency was like the biggest thing too. Like I think like nowadays, like I upload pretty much every single day. I stream as much as possible, like every single day. You know, like it's very consistent, right times. Like even if you just do one video a day for 365 days and just try to get like better throughout that year, like you'll get so goddamn good at doing whatever you're doing that day. Is like it could be anything. It doesn't have to be videos. It could be walking, it could be exercise, it could be like real life, it could be learning a new language, whatever. You just commit something consistently, you'll see crazy results.
Very true. Very true. Um, so kind of going back a little bit to making content and uploading. Do you attribute I don't want to I'll just say it. Do you attribute more of like your current upward momentum to the short form content platforms like YouTube or YouTube Shorts, TikTok? Do you attribute it to like more of the short form content or like the consistency with like your 15 to 20-minute videos?
Oh, 100% short form. If you are not utilizing short form in any which way, you probably should because that'll give you momentum. I think it's really difficult to start with just pure long form unless you have like a really, really, really catchy subject with like stuff like that. Like short form is a great way to just kick the door open.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, like even if it's just you talking to your camera and just talking about whatever, like people will watch it. Like what I've learned from looking at like my For You page and stuff like that is like it doesn't need to be anything fancy. Like people don't need fancy things. You just got to upload. And yes, 100% I would attribute short form content to a huge part of my rebound and success because it's just sent to so many people. Like the first video I uploaded on my Pine FM TikTok account like went to like thousands, like hundreds of thousands of people. It was like I had never uploaded. It was a brand new account. I just said fuck it. Here's a little short video and boom, all of a sudden momentum. And it's just like you never know what video will do it. You just gotta upload, because then you'll hit it. You'll hit it and you run with it.
Yeah. A lot of people just okay, so I feel like there's kind of a misconception when it comes to um people that have like the attitude of, oh well, you just have to get lucky. And there is an element of luck, obviously, with everything. You know, you have to get your eyes on the right, or people's eyes on your content. But those eyes aren't going to get onto the content if there's no content. So, you know, you can say in with a little bit of you know, confidence that you have to be lucky to make it, but without the consistency and without actually making the content, then going to you're
Yes.
not going to have the opportunity to get lucky.
Yes. 100%. And you'll miss out on opportunities from your luck because like there's like a trickle down effect, right? Especially when it comes to content. People watch one of your videos, they enjoy it. Chances are they'll watch another. They'll click your profile, they'll watch more, and then maybe they'll watch another, and then another. It's like a trickle effect. Like it's people got to understand that you need to upload a lot, and sometimes some things will catch, sometimes things won't catch. I don't like, I can't stress enough how many times videos that I've edited haven't done well, or they just aren't well received, or they did worse than I thought they would. But I just, it doesn't stop me the next day. I'll just upload again and I'll try again. And it's like, I think people, a lot of people, this is what happens for a lot of creators. They start streaming, they start making content, they work hard, maybe they hire an editor to upload their first video, and then they post it, and then they get like very little to no views, no comments, or like it's tough. And maybe they feel like their 50 views pales in comparison to a creator they watch with 1,000 views or thousands of views, and they get discouraged, and then they don't upload again, and they don't try. People lose that will right at the first failure, and it happens to a
Hmm.
lot of content creators. Like, hell, I mean, even I uploaded a video yesterday at 10 out of 10 on YouTube, which means it was the worst performing video out of my last 10 videos. And yeah, it sucks, but you know what happened today? 1 out of 10, the best performing video in the last 10. You never know,
It
because
was
I
a great
decided to
video.
upload. Yeah, like I decided to upload, and boom, YouTube decided, hey, let's send this to a bunch more people.
Yeah.
Content rewards consistency. It doesn't. There's not. It does. I'm pulling a. I'm incorporating a question from chat. It's a everyone's sport. Anyone can do this. Anyone
Yeah.
can Twitch stream. Any age, any gender, any religion, any sexuality. You can do this as long as it's something you have fun with, you believe in, and you consistently try to cover all the bases. I think with Twitch, you cannot think of it as just Twitch anymore. You need to stream and create content and upload it to everywhere. Like, I upload the same video on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever the other reels
TikTok.
is. Yeah, TikTok, like all four of those. And then I hit all the long forms on every other site that accepts it. Like, I just upload everything. Like, sometimes it catches, sometimes it doesn't. You never know.
Yeah. Speaking of other platforms, with Twitch removing the exclusivity requirement for partners, are you maybe considering multi-streaming on YouTube or, Facebook, Rumble, anything like that?
I think it would be a wise move for me to multi-stream onto YouTube. I already multi-stream on Twitch and TikTok. However, since post TwitchCon, I have not done the multi-streaming on the two major websites. But strategically, it would make most sense to use my YouTube fan base and my Twitch fan base, because YouTube has been waiting for more streams, and they got a bunch of fans that would like to see it live.
Yeah. You still with me? You kind of
Hello,
cut off there. There we go.
testing, testing, testing.
Okay, cool.
Where'd I cut off?
At the fans who want to see it live.
Oh yeah, there's just a lot of fans who want to see it live, and they'll want to watch YouTube streams, or maybe they don't even have Twitch. Maybe YouTube's the only way they know how to watch streams. It's definitely gonna try it. I think multi-streaming can be a little finicky because you got to split your attention, but I got ADHD up the wazoo, so I think I
Same.
can handle it.
Excuse me. Yeah. All right. So there was a question that I thought was actually pretty darn good, and I think it was in my Discord. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
No problem.
Nope, it was in your Discord. Okay. So, this is actually a very important question. Okay. And I think a lot of people need to hear the answer to this. This is from Glizzy Gal, which is the name on Discord. I don't think it's actually the name in Twitch, but how many cats is too many?
Uh Good question. At most, I've owned 4 cats. Currently, I guess now I do have 4 cats. I have 3 cats, the stray that's stuck in my laundry room, and then I've been taking care of like 5 cats outside. I am basically the crazy cat house of my neighborhood. So I don't know if I'm the most reliable source for this answer, but I would say there's no such thing as too many animals as if you could afford to take care of all the babies they should be taken care of.
You know what? That is the most apt answer. That yes, that is a good answer. The limit doesn't exist as long as you can take care of them. Makes sense to me.
Stuck in a laundry room. Okay, the stray baby is in the laundry room that's connected to the garage. Basically, the stray was in the garage. I opened the laundry room. In goes the stray. I now have a stray calico cat. That's about how it happened.
Hey, the laundry room is sometimes warm from the dryer, so you know what? It's probably the most comfy room in the house for
They're
a stray
comfortable.
anyway. All right, so I have another question from Flocka. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be? We're getting existential now.
That's a tough one. I think if I could be chosen to be remembered for anything, it's just that probably that I was a fairly good human being and a pretty good creator that didn't do anything fucking sketchy like the rest of these guys. And I really enjoyed my community and had a great time doing it. Like, if I want to be remembered, I was like, yeah, Pine was a good guy. Like, I hope when people look back on it, they're like, yeah, Pine was a good guy. Like, that's what I hope. I hope people have a good impression of me. I hope that all my hard work and dedication to the things that I put my mind to have shown people, who I am and what I'm capable of and my morals, beliefs, and the people I support and believe in. Like, I hope at the end of the day that the people that supported me don't regret it. They feel like it was time well spent and that overall I'm a generally good person who upheld their expectations, my own expectations, and had a damn good time doing it.
Well, it's story time. Story time with ManBear.
Let's go. Story
So,
time.
Pine, you may not
Yes.
remember. You may not remember this because this was back in the day of H1. Um, we're both members of Curvy Llama's community.
Yep.
We've both known her for a while now. Um, but I first met you uh, in H1 when Kirby was having like a community night with a bunch of people. Like she was just bringing people in from chat to play.
Yeah.
That's when I first met you. And you were probably the coolest, nicest dude that I played H1 with. And what I am going to remember you for is how nice and how welcoming you were whenever we were playing H1. So, you know, there's been a fairly substantial time gap, from when that occurred. But anytime I saw you on Twitter, anytime I saw you in Kirby's chat, just the initial "this is what I remember from this person" was exactly what you just said, about how great of a person, how nice of a person you were. So congratulations. At least in my mind, you've definitely met the goal that you set for yourself.
Thank you. That is
Absolutely.
awesome.
You know,
I do remember the Kirby Community Day.
I kind of fell off. Honestly, the main reason I wasn't following you on Twitch was because I fell off of Twitch. I became disillusioned pretty heavily with Twitch for a while, and I went through and I unfollowed just so many people. I was in a really bad place mentally,
Mhm.
um, and I'm sure you know how that can be.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I just unfollowed just a buttload of people.
Oh yeah. You don't got to worry about it with
Yeah,
me. It's just the way of the road.
I'm just glad I
See,
found
what
my way
matters,
back, man.
yeah, I was gonna say the paths may, disappear for a little bit, but they find their way across every now
Exactly.
and then. We're here. That's all that matters.
Exactly. Okay. Um, if you have some time, I do have a few more questions here for you.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. If you weren't streaming, what would your dream job be? I know you mentioned whenever we were you were in college for engineering, right?
Yeah, I was studying computer engineering, and my job at the time, I was a robotics teacher for kids. So there's like these. It's
That is
called
so cool.
Lego. I think it's NXTs, maybe one of the. But basically, it's Lego robots, and they teach you the basics of building, support systems, programming. And I would just go to like a bunch of different schools and YMCA's, and I would teach kids how to build like basically like robots and battle each other in basics of programming. It was super awesome, great job. I actually really liked working with teaching and working like I felt like I was pretty good at like working with kids. Like I could understand them. I'm very patient. A lot of people get really frustrated with kids. Like for me, I'm chill, and like kids were like, "Oh, you're like our favorite teacher" and stuff like that. So like I had a really good job, and I was doing good in university at the time. So like I probably would have pursued something with computer engineering. What my dream job would have been though, I don't know. It's I'm a very simple man. Like if I could just hang out at home and just like take care of my loved ones in of some form of fashion, like that, like I am in my dream job. I don't know what I could be doing that would be cooler than what I already do. That's a tough one.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. It's
When I
funny.
was
We mirror each other a little bit there too.
yeah.
I initially went to college for not for engineering, but it was to work with kids. I went to I started college initially going to for music education. I was going to be a choir director. Um, and then, that just fell apart. But
Mhm.
it's still just I love when there's little similarities between people that nobody knew before.
Yeah. Always a good way to make connections.
Yeah. All right,
I'm
you were
pulling a
saying something
question.
and I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was gonna say I'll pull the question from Isaac. He says everyone has a place that they go to, or like a memory or a person. But what is that place that for you when you feel like giving up? Not necessarily what motivates you every day, but what is that place you go to escape when you're feeling your lowest? For me, when I'm ever feeling absolute on just down on my days, I actually have a voicemail saved from my dad before I went to go compete in an H1 tournament. And he basically goes, "Hi, son. Um, you're amazing. Go do what you do. Go do what you do best, son. You're gonna kick some butt. Just know I love you. I'm proud of you, and I always will be." End voicemail. And I listen to that anytime I'm having a tough day, anytime I'm down in the dumps, and I'm like, that pulls me back out. I get motivated again. Like I know uh, he believed in me. A bunch of people believe in me. Like I got like I got a bunch of people out there that support and believe in me and push me past to that level, or that made me feel that way. But that is definitely my down but not out. I do have a voicemail saved from my dad. That definitely motivates me.
That's beautiful, man. That yeah. I not I mean my community knows. Um but for those of you that are coming in from Pines community, I actually just recently lost my mother um to
Sorry to hear, brother.
ovarian cancer. And her birthday is on Thanksgiving this year.
Mm.
Um so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be. I'm glad I didn't delete a couple of her voicemails. I hadn't even considered going back and listening to them, but yeah, it's yeah, man.
There's
It's
another one of those connections we could form. I totally get what
yeah,
you're feeling, and it
yeah,
seems by the way you're talking, it seems recent, and
yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss. This also happens with me. My dad's birthday was Christmas Eve, and I touched on a little bit on stream, but like
Hmm.
the holidays around like a death or a loss of a significant like other or someone in your life is very difficult. So I know what you're going through. You got people that are here for you, to support you, love you, and want the best for you. And I know that these, your mother, my dad, stuff like that, they wouldn't want us to be, sad as difficult
No,
as it may be. It's good to reflect on them and appreciate, any good times or good memories. So yeah, if you haven't, you should go through those voicemails. Maybe look for something on the day. Try to make it a good day. Something
yeah,
that your mom would maybe not Thanksgiving, but something to think of her.
definitely. Yeah, my sister's gonna be coming down for Christmas, which, as I mentioned on your stream, is actually my birthday.
Yeah.
Um, Thanksgiving and then Christmas for two birthdays in the family. Gift
Yeah.
giving must have sucked. Kind of did. Um, excuse me. But my sister is coming down, and we're gonna be spreading her ashes um, in the ocean. So it's gonna be nice.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, these first few holidays after her death they're definitely gonna suck for sure. But you know, got to turn them into memorials.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it's okay to feel. I think like
yeah,
whatever emotion you feel, whether it's like, you could even, don't even, you could be happy, you could be sad, you could be angry, like whatever you feel, just let it go through you. You know what I mean? Like it's weird to say, but like don't beat yourself up for being like happy on these days or whatever. Like don't be upset if you're angry or you're sad or you don't feel anything. Just like feel whatever you're feeling. Like just let it go through you because you're gonna feel it. So
yeah,
you know that's what I had to learn because at first when I was going through it, I would just like suppress everything and try to act all strong and be like, I'm fine. And in reality, I'm like, this shit fucking sucks. And it was hard to accept it, and it will be. But just do yourself a favor, let your body and soul feel some of those emotions
yeah.
because you will need it.
Yep. A lot of the way that I process, emotion is through working out.
Mhm.
And yes, this is very much a forced segue. Um, but that I'm sure a lot of your community has watched your transition or your transformation
Yeah.
over the years. I've personally been such a huge advocate for your personal, your weight loss journey. I've been watching it with great interest, um, and has been a massive inspiration for me. Um, I personally just you gave me a lot of motivation to continue working out when I didn't feel like it was working, and I went from 345 down to 270. Um,
Let's go.
so we do have a question from Jay.
Mhm.
What is or yeah, what's your
Regime.
regime? Thank you for weight loss, diet, and exercise.
I think it's changed a lot over the years. I think one thing that I would recommend to basically everyone, if you're capable of, is just walking, just getting outside every day and walking, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, or whatever. Just go outside and walk a little bit. It really helps. I think a lot of us are cooped up inside
Mm-hmm.
way too often, and we don't realize how much it really tanks the mental because it does. It really, if you're inside all day, your mental is going to be shot. Like if no if ands or buts about it, you probably don't even realize it, but you need to get outside for a little bit, get some air, get some sun, get outside. Walking is huge, and for the regime, like it's whatever is fun for you. Like exercise comes in so many different forms. It's a wonderful thing. It's so whatever you find fun. It could be, for me, it's weightlifting and walking. For a lot of people, it could be like dancing. It could be jump roping. It could be boxing. It could be fighting. It could be swimming. It could be, you know, paddling. Like whatever you find fun. Hell, DDR, whatever. We Fit. I don't know. Make it a game. Get a treadmill for your desk. Whatever works for you makes it fun. For me, this is what I did. No, I don't think this works for everybody, but for someone with ADHD brain, I'm very goal and objective oriented. I like to see numbers go up. I like to see, flashing rewards. I like to see I compared it a lot to an MMORPG, like something like World of Warcraft, where essentially I had daily quests, I had weekly quests, I had you know, certain deliverables I had to do. Like, oh, I had 0 out of 20 bicep curls for the day. Like I had like quest basically. I had XP, like my body was XP. My body was a character. I was trying to gear up like I did in all these video games, but I'm the game. So I gamified it. Like if you skill in video games, like I see RuneScape in the chat. It was like trying to improve a skill, to 99, or if I was like trying to get to max level in a video game, or trying to get to the max rank. If I could dedicate that much time to doing those things, I could dedicate time to making my body better. And I think you touched on it earlier. You're like, I wasn't sure if I was making progress. It's very difficult because you don't see it. Like it's
Yeah.
you don't see it. You don't see the weight come off. Like you don't see it disappearing in areas outside your line of sight. Like you don't see the fat disappearing from the back of your legs or your face and stuff like that. Like you don't see the progress, but it's there. And I think it's something that discourages a lot of people, but it's something if you keep going at it, you will start to see. Like for me, this has taken a few years and I still don't feel like where I want to be, but I know that there's people out there who are like, damn, like I want to be there in my situation. So it's like it's a tough battle, but it's something that like there's a big like a famous bodybuilder YouTuber guy, Sam Sulik. He was talking about it
Oh yeah. Yep.
recently. He basically said like, like if you're just trying to get to the destination, you're never going to enjoy the walk. But someone who enjoys walking will go further than someone who just wants to get to the destination. I like what I do. I like exercising. I like weightlifting. I don't go for a certain like number on the scale anymore. I don't try to hit a certain weight on the bench press, on the squats. I don't try to impress. I just like doing it. It makes me happy. And I'll keep doing it because it makes me happy. So whatever makes you happy in the long run, do it. If it's walking, if it's jump roping, if it's boxing, if it's swimming, if it's chilling at home with a treadmill under your desk and you're at like playing games, whatever works for you, whatever you find fun and that you can do, do it. And remember that fitness is difficult and it's more difficult than most people can believe, but it's something that you invest in for yourself. Like you got to do it for you.
Yeah. Yep. And here's if okay, so for people that maybe are just starting out and they're not seeing any change in the mirror, something that actually helped me was actually a requirement for work. I needed to wear a belt for work.
Mm.
And believe it or not, that belt is what kept me moving forward, what kept
Mhm.
me realizing that this was actually working because I was able to, like, I couldn't see it when I saw myself in the mirror, but I could feel it in my
Yeah.
clothes. And I had a quantifiable measurement in the belt that I was wearing to
Mhm.
the point to where I actually, for the first time ever, had to put new holes in a belt. So if you can't see it in the mirror, if you're getting discouraged, have something that you can, like, even if you can actually even put like white dye on your drawstrings for your gym shorts. You can dye your drawstrings to where you can say like, okay, this is where I was, this is where the knot was last time. Oh, hey, look, I'm past where the knot was. You can find ways to quantify what you can't actually see is happening. So try and find little ways you can like hack your wardrobe a little bit to actually see, to actually show your weight loss better as well. That's another thing that some people can do that I actually found that helps me.
Definitely. Whatever you can do to quantify it will help the brain, the mind. The It's tough, and especially I recommend, especially for beginners, the scale is very can be very discouraging. Um, because weight fluctuates like crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, you can. My scale has gone up like 5 pounds in a single day before, just because I had a good amount of food, a bunch of water and stuff. Like, it's very easy to make the scale go up and down, temporarily, and a lot of people will see like, oh crap, the scale hasn't gone down. I haven't lost any weight. When in reality, maybe they gained a little bit of muscle and they lost a ton of fat, and they
Yeah.
just don't realize that the weight shifted to other parts of their body. Um, and like, you can see that, like you said, with your clothes. Like, I think clothes is like a great way to see. Like, I know my roommate Frank is also on a weight loss journey, and he came over to the room the other day, and he's like, "Look, I can zip up a full XL sweater," and he like got it all the way up, and he's like, "This is awesome. This is like the first time this ever happened."
Nice.
And it's like, it's nice to be able to quantify it or to see some form of progress, but don't get discouraged if you haven't found that yet, or you don't, you know, you haven't hit it yet, because you will. You
Right.
will hit it.
Yep. And again, it's just like what we were talking about earlier with dedication and streaming. If you have the dedication and drive to put into streaming, you have the dedication and drive to put into, putting hours and hours on end of hitting, like what you mentioned with daily challenges, then if you can find a way to translate that drive into your fitness journey, then you're going to succeed. If you can translate it properly, then it'll work. But you have to stay dedicated to it.
Yep, it applies to any facet in life. Consistency
Mhm.
rewards so much, whether it's exercise, content, finances, studying, whatever you're doing, friendships. If you are consistent and you are putting in effort, chances are you will see results.
Absolutely. So, okay, I think I have one last question. It's
Let's do it.
kind of a good sort of final
Wrap up
question,
one.
I guess. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you could start from square one with the knowledge that you have right now, how would you go about getting back to where you currently are?
From square one, I would think of a simple but catchy name, that is available on somewhat like socials. I would try to do like either something that's easy to say or very like memorable. I don't know. I would just pick a username. Thankfully, we live in a world where we could do like, VA or like VT or TV or whatever. So we have a lot of options. So I'd pick a cool username. I would immediately start by picking one of the probably top 10 most popular games on Twitch or YouTube. Maybe just do a little bit of research of both. Then I'd pick one of those games, and I would immediately either start playing it and recording, or start playing it and streaming, and then taking whatever I did in those first 2 weeks and make it into as many funny videos as possible. Spam uploading to every single platform with branding, at least with like my name, like on the screen somewhere. And I would upload until something hit, and then I would just keep going. I think that would be like my strat. I would just edit funny moments, constantly I think it's really, I think a lot of people don't mention their name enough in their content. Like, I don't know how many times I've been like, I am Pine and I am doing this, and it sticks. Like, so many people just like, I know it seems silly, but like, one piece of advice I will always give to creators is you have to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who has never seen your videos before, has no idea what your content's about, none of that. You got to put yourself in those shoes so they know what to expect. A lot of creators make videos to their audience that already exists, and like expects everyone to know what's going on. But when a new person stumbles on your video and they have no idea what's going on, they swipe away. They don't like it. They don't care. Adding context is huge. So even if it's something simple like, "Hi, I'm Pine. I'm doing this today. Hi, I'm Blank. I'm doing this today. Hi, I'm ManBearZac. Today we're doing an audio interview." Whatever it is, adding some basic form of context is huge. Um, so I would make a new name, pick a game, probably upload or play and record for a few days, and then try to make as many funny videos as possible. Spam upload them to every single social media site. and then continue that cycle until something stuck.
Perfect. All right. So, I know you've got your radio voice. All right. Now, I was actually on the radio.
Oh.
Yes. 99.3 WLRZ The Lair, which was actually the beginning of where ManBearZac came from. We actually all had like animal-based names.
That's so cool.
It's kind of a little bit of a throwback. So I want to try and do a bit of like a radio shout out for your channel. This is completely unscripted. I have not typed anything out. I want to try and do something, okay? Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for some fantastic content with a streamer who just has a heart and voice of gold, definitely be sure to go check out 96.9 Pine FM, Pine AQPP or AQPLES on Twitter, Pine FM on literally everywhere else. If you want some just wholesome content, hilarious content, and if you want to see Mr. 4K in person, definitely be sure to go check him out on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The dude is everywhere. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and hanging out during our Pixel Profiles with Mr. Pine FM. Pine, thank you again so much for joining us. I had an absolute fantastic time. It was great to actually sit down and chat with you, man. I mean, known each other for so long, and yet we haven't actually had a chance to sit down and chat. So thank you, and thank your community for being so welcoming and kind during the interview. It was fun. Thank you.
Had an absolute blast. Thank you for having me on Pixel Profiles. Chat and listeners out there, you're all wonderful people. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I will catch you on the other side. This is Pine and Zach signing off.
Goodbye.
Later.